Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the Christmas Memories YouTube Hop Day 7. Baby, it's cold outside from the Scrappy Inspiration YouTube and Instagram hops. Here, those were just some of the items that I had pulled out. My cardstock here has been, it's not cardstock, it's the backside of a thicker pattern paper that you'll see in a little while when I turn it over. It's not something I'd ever use. I do prep it with clear gesso and I wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to take this Ranger Gloss spray in turquoise. I splatter it on and then I put some on my stamp block and just, stamp the block down. So basically it's the packaging technique without actually using the packaging. And I find I have more messy control by using the stamp block than the packaging. The packaging always seems like it leaves the print of like the sides of the packaging if I get too much. I don't know. It's definitely user error on that, but it looks the same and it's more of a controlled mess. So I'm going to go in, and my idea is to Baby It's Cold Outside was the prompt, so the picture I chose was my son several years ago, like several years ago, outside playing in the snow, and it had snowed quite a lot, and he wanted to have a snowball fight, and he was playing, and I mean, there's a lot of snow, if you can tell, so I decided to make it like a winter wonderland scene. So I'm taking all these different blues and radiating from the bottom left to the top right, and it gets bigger as it goes up, obviously, and as you can see, I am just smushing it all around, and then I come in with some sprinkles of all kinds of fun different stuff. I leave some sprinkles, some bigger ones, and I did pull out some sequins there from close to my heart in the bluebell color, which will match perfectly. And I also had these little mittens that I actually traced on some cardstock and then backed on this foam glitter. And this is my idea and how I seen it in my head, and I'm just kind of getting everything on there. And then we have the big cold and the burr from the Snow and Cocoa collection, the wood veneer pieces, and I really like the way that is looking. So now I'm going to try to start gluing everything down. I also want to connect my mittens with some twine, so I'm just going to go ahead and punch holes in corners, and there, it's not really twine, that is some linen thread. And I'm just going to loop the first one on and just, tie a little rough knot there. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some dry adhesive and some liquid adhesive, because there is so much gesso and mixed media goodness on the back of this page that I just want to make sure that everything sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pressed down. And I'm going to start running my twine. Because it was on a piece of cardboard and not a spool, it's got the little bend marks in it. So I'm going to try to bend them out. In the end, it looks decent enough, but it doesn't quite bend in those areas. It just kind of, peaks. So I'm going to try to get everything off the page there and start gluing some stuff down. I'm going to go ahead and come in with my picture, same thing, some dry adhesive and then some wet adhesive. And we're just going to go ahead, and I'm laying the photo directly down. You see how much snow is back there, and he's just having a ball out there. I basically pulled out almost every single snowflake item that I have sitting in my items that I would like to use for these Christmas layouts. And I'm just making them all together, and see there's another loop where it's just kind of not really looping, more of ovaling and peaking. But I'm going to get those on, and I'm going to then string this little snowflake charm onto it, so it's just hanging off the mittens. And I'm going to come in and put some adhesive on that as well. And then I'm going to take another little snowflake charm and run that one on there as well. The first one was metal, the second one is plastic. And then I'm going to loop my mitten on this side, and I do have to do this just one more time because I don't get it. I have too much slack in my string, so we got to get the first snowflake stuck back down, more glue, And then right here you'll see I'm trying to make it work, and I'm like, no, that's just too much slack right there. So I just lightly start pulling, get it to where I like it, and make the knot. And now I'm happy, so I'm just gonna flip it over. And on this one I'm only gonna do liquid glue because I don't want to mess up the metal charm. I am gonna glue this one down as well. I don't want the charms to move. I want them to stay in place. I want them to be in place, dangly loose charms. I'm gonna go ahead and put some liquid adhesive on my cold wood veneer piece here. I'm gonna just set him right down at the bottom. And I kind of, it is the art glitter glue and it does hold, but with the gesso and everything, I just, hold in place for just a second. I had this cute little snowman doing the splits, and I thought he was really cute balancing on the top of the C. I'm gonna go ahead and get the burr on. I don't make you watch me do all that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the same linen thread, and I am just going to put it into this tag, which is where I made my first mistake. The tag needs to go under the photo and under the mitten. Now, remember I used liquid glue on that mitten and on that mitten only. Prior to gluing the burr on and taping down this tag, I walked away from the layout, therefore letting it dry, and I basically had to peel up 2 layers right here because that was stuck. And I had only walked away for about 5 or 10 minutes, but that's all the time it needed to securely adhere to the page. So we just go ahead, and I have to add just a little bit more of the liquid glue just to make sure it's held in place. So I'm going to take this very cute little Let It Snow. It's just a sticker from a sticker sheet that I had in my Christmas collection bin that I don't play with all year long, and it fit quite nicely right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick it straight to the paper or the picture. Excuse me, had to go away for a minute and have a sneezing fit. I'm going to take this cute little washi strip. It says like joy something. I just stick it right there under the cold. I am going to take this cute little date piece. I do trim it just a little bit because there was some gold on it, and I didn't want the gold to show because I have a lot of silver elements more so than gold. This is a little planner sheet, and it says it's like your winter bucket list, and it said have a snowball fight. So I thought that was very fitting for this moment because he's got this huge snowball that he's about to bean me with. I'm going to go ahead and get some brads. I use my little pokey tool, my little brad setter, and they are 3 little snowflake brads. And I'm just going to flip them over, and then I'm going to, set them. And I'm going to do my strip of glue on the back of the tines and then stick some washi over it. And this, as you can see, it's just the back of a very shiny, very pre-decorated sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock pattern paper that came in a paper pad. I'll never use it, so I just go ahead and flip it over, and I use the white side. Now these are the other 3 little snowflakes. They're the white plastic ones that are like on the little twine, and I just sprinkle those around the cold because they have backs on them and I couldn't quite get them cut off. I do have some 3 felt snowflakes that we are going to put around the page. And I do have to go off camera, and I hold them down quite a bit because, the paper's warping, it's felt, and a whole bunch of mixed media and gesso. So I wanted to make sure that they didn't fall off. So I just go off screen. Not right now. It'll have to be after I put these silver, shiny, fun ones on. And that was it right there. I put 3 of those little jewel snowflakes on and then held the felt snowflakes down. Now I'm just coming in with all of these cute little cardstocks and stickers that are snowflakes, and I use adhesive on all of them because of the gesso and the mixed media. And the majority of them are all going at the top of the page because that is where the snow blizzard is happening, at the top of my page. Kirsten, no. And I'm just going to sprinkle all of those at the top of the screen there, at the top of the layout, I guess, where I'm grabbing them from. Those are all going on here. That is just a little enamel dot that I've had kicking around for a while. I'm just getting a lot of stuff used up. I do run that one off the page. You guys I like to ground one. So that's the grounder. And there you go. That's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget